Today I'll show how to install this CURT Class 3 trailer hitch with 2-inch receiver onto a 2018 and up Chevy Equinox or GMC Terrain. I'll put a link to this hitch in the description. This is how it came shipped from Amazon. First, look under the rear bumper, and there's going to be a torque screw on this side and another one on the other side. And I needed a T15 Torx bit for those. Now the bumper's loose. Do this a few times to knock any dirt off so it doesn't end up falling in my face when I'm looking under the car in a minute. Now slide under and look up behind the bumper cover, and there's 2 bolts that hold a bracket for the exhaust hanger. To remove those bolts, I'm using a 15mm wrench, and this is also a ratcheting wrench on the other end to help speed things up. There's a metal mounting tab sticking out here in the way, so I'm using a ratchet and a 15mm socket on this inside bolt. And then repeat for the other side. On the center of the rear subframe, there's a rubber exhaust mount in the middle. Spray it with some lube and let it soak for a bit. Now I've got my biggest flathead screwdriver. Anything long and sturdy will work. Just push the rubber isolator off of the mounting bracket. Like that. So with that center mount undone, let's look at the rear brackets. Now I can push this bracket off from that metal tab I mentioned earlier. Easier said than done. Let's try prying it with a big flathead. There it is. When I remove the left bracket, the exhaust is going to come down. So I have this peanut container under here to support it. Now I can see the subframe, and there's 1, 2, 3 mounting holes, and this hardware has to go into this bigger hole. But this is a little too large to fit in this big hole, so I have to enlarge it. Now I could use this angle grinder, but a lot of people don't have a compressor and air tools at home, and I want to keep this simple for everybody out there. So instead, I'm going to be using a hammer and a chisel. The metal isn't thick at all, so the chisel easily cut right through, elongating the hole. Here's the slit I made with the chisel, and now the bracket slides right in, and so does the bolt. Let me show how these work. So I've got my bracket, and picture this is the inside of the subframe. It's just wide enough so that when it's in that boxed in area, it's not going to be able to rotate because it contacts the sides of the boxed in area. And the hole is square, and the bolt matches that square hole, which also prevents the bolt from spinning. And now I'll be able to thread on the nut without having the bolt spinning when I'm trying to tighten it. So pretty simple. Now to get the bolt and bracket inside the big hole and through the smaller mounting holes, I need to use the fish wire that was included. So let me uncoil this first. There we go. First, put the bolt through the bracket. Then get the threaded end of the fish wire. It looks like a spring. And thread it onto the end of the bolt until it's all the way on like this. Then let this end dangle for a minute and get the other straight end, and I want to slightly bend it to give it some arch. We'll try this. I want it to come out through this hole. And there's not really an exact science to this. I just have to kind of feel around with the end of the wire and get it to the hole. Not going so great. Try a little less bend. There it is. Now just pull these through. There's the bracket first. And now the bolt follows. and it comes right through. Then just pull the fish wire off of the bolt threads, and done. I'll do one more. They include 6 fish wires with the hardware for the hitch. I'm doing the farthest hole now. You don't want to save it for last because the hardware on the middle hole will be in the way. I'm using a more gradual arch for this hole because it's the farthest. Sometimes it takes a minute or two to get the wire through, unless you're an expert, and as you can see, I am not. Oh, there it is. And finally, and the bracket, and the bolt, and it's hung up on something in there. Maybe a gusset inside of there or something. Let's go back a little and try again. Man, this isn't going well. At least you get to see it's not always butter. Nothing worse than a how-to video making it look easier than it actually is. That's why I leave all my bloopers in the video. There it is. And then I installed the middle bolt and repeated the steps for the other side. Alright, I'm about halfway done. Time to mount the hitch. I've got the 6 nuts ready and a 19mm socket. This will be a lot easier with 2 people, but it is possible to install by yourself. While using one hand to hold one side of the hitch up in place, use the other hand to thread on the center and front nuts. Just hand tight enough to hold up the hitch and allow it to move on the slotted bolt mounting holes. It needs to have some play to allow the bolts to go through the other side. Here's where I'm at right now. I've got the center and front bolts threaded on hand tight. The rear hole's not slotted, so I'm saving that for last after everything else is started. Now, it's time to do the same on the other side. Oh, one quick thing I like to do is spray some fluid film around the hole I enlarged. This will help protect any bare metal from rust since I am in Ohio. Next, I repeated the steps for the right side and then tightened all the nuts with the ratchet. I tightened the nuts to 110 foot-pounds. And that's it, the hitch is installed. Now I just need to install the exhaust hangers and put the T15 Torx screws back in the bumper. Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up if you found this video helpful, and consider subscribing for more how-to videos and project vehicle updates here at the 6th Gear Garage. Thanks for watching.